Okay, now it should work. Oh, finally. Sorry it took a while. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I had to get NVIDIA broadcast was messing up again. Let's see. Let me pause the music for a second because I need to hear how I'm sounding like. Because it looks like with the new NVIDIA broadcast, some of my settings got changed. Yeah, noise removal is on, but it doesn't look like I can really configure the amount of noise removal. Okay, that's kinda annoying. It's kinda annoying. Microphone, show NVIDIA broadcast. Doesn't NVIDIA normally have a few settings how you can adjust the amount of noise cancelling and stuff you want? What if I put the microphone volume on maximum? Okay, nothing really changes. Looks like it's gonna sound like this by default. But I should kind of increase the audio quality just in case. Hold on. I also just realized I have a toggle on even though I didn't really. There we go. Now it's off. Don't lock the volume. Put it back on. What happens if I remove the noise from room echo removal? Oh, sounds slightly better. Then we'll keep it at that. Gonna have to check if NVIDIA Broadcast allows me to update stuff here and there. Okay, this should be okay. Now don't mute me. Thank you. Okay. Volume. I'm gonna remove the noise echo, the room echo removal because it just stumps out my voice a bit too much. Okay, but let me put the music on. Desktop audio. Okay, now it should work. Let me just have the music slightly lower. Here we go. Okay, this time I actually tried to do the thing on Spot Tablet in which I have the other hand show. You can tell it's not quite complete and clean, but I wanted to see how it looks like. Or worst case scenario, just put it away if it blocks out the view too much of me working. Right, I wanted to test something, and that is I want to duplicate this subtool. And I want to change the settings a little bit. Let me see, do I have paper texture? I want to see what happens if I take the density, like this water brush, and add a little bit of texture to it. That's what I want to see what it does. Oh, Captain Cube, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay in the Chaos Zone. I'm testing a few brush settings right now. Quite there yet. Because something I want is I want a chalk-like brush that also helps me blend, kind of like here. The Chaos Zone, yes, indeed, the Chaos Zone, my favorite zone, the only zone that I can offer. Right, where was I? I want to shade the dress. Add a mask here. I had sort of a color layout here, so I'm gonna copy this, open a new canvas, and then have it in a small size. So... No, I want it on the side. There we go. Just for a bit. Not quite where I want it yet. Spraying a bit too much. Increase the contrast. Dodge, overlay, outline, compare. I think compare might be it. Subtract, multiply, normal. Can I make it softer? Yes. Somewhat closer to what I'm going for. there's one thing I want to achieve this year. I want to find a rendering style that I like for my art. Because coloring is like my favorite part of art, but I'm currently struggling to find a style of coloring that I'm happy with 100%, that I feel like I want to commit to. I mean, of course I don't have to commit to just one art style, obviously. But like, well, where was I? Yeah, so with the coloring, yes, it's like my favorite part of art, other than sketching. But I'm having difficulty figuring out which rendering style I want to like commit to say it's my style. Mostly because I'm struggling to find a style of rendering in which I could say, oh yeah, this has the 90s anime aesthetic, but also like but also has pretty rendering that I want to have, like the soft color edges and the like, but still somehow achieve that 90s vibe. It's so hard, actually. It's really hard. So sometimes I feel like my art lacks direction because of that. I mean, I'm very clearly going towards 90s art direction, and I think it reflects the best with my pixel art and my experimental low poly 3D. But my normal illustrations, I think I'm still struggling to find the style that I'm like, oh yeah, this has the 90s vibe, but also has enough pretty rendering for me to be like, oh yeah, it's pretty. Hold. Like, I love how soft my edges look when I use the water brush tool, but it's lacking the texture for me, and I'm like, ah! Hey yo Yuppie, hi Kumamaru, how you doing? Good evening, happy Art Tuesday. One of these days I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to unify everything in my art to make something that I'm like, yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Yay, Art Tuesday. Indeed, it's Art Tuesday. Oh, speaking of Art Tuesdays, right? I have been considering doing some art streams during the day. Like, the day as in afternoon for me and morning for US side people. I have been considering it because I feel like most people, when it comes to art, they prefer to see it in the morning rather than at evening. Plus, while it would like land in my work hours, I think people want to see me work on commissions. Even though I generally prefer not to stream commissions because I get so locked in, I don't like getting distracted from work. But, you know, I do definitely know some people prefer to like watch the commission being done and like have a chat while you do so. So I have been thinking about it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna go through with it. We'll see. Let me take a sip because today I noticed that my throat is a little bit weak. I kind of made milk chai for me, a whole jar for me today because I was craving milk, but I didn't want to drink cocoa again. So I was like, what if I put just some milk in my tea? So that's what I did. I mean, it's not quite chai tea. It's what's it called? Let's see. This was in German. Sorry, this was in English, not in German. Yes, gotta search the how to say the German word in German. Yeah, licorice. It's licorice with milk. Maybe not the very best combination, I suppose. Chai tea would have been better, but we don't have chai tea at home. So I was like, fuck it, we ball. Morning art fun sounds kinda nice. Yeah, it sounds cozy, yeah, which is why I thought maybe it would be fun for people. Oh yes, like the chai milk tea, so good. Yes, chai milk tea is so nice. It's so cozy. I love the taste. I think I've had licorice tea, but as candy, it's delicious. Licorice tea is actually pretty good. It's very good for the throat. Because the combo that I drink, in particular, it's called Halswärme in English, and it's licorice with a few other things. I just don't know what exactly, but this particular combination is my favorite of all the Halswärme teas that exist in Germany. I do believe they have a little bit of chai in it, but I'm not sure. It's just... okay, maybe this is a weird way to describe tea, but it has kind of like this sweet texture, like silk. That's how this particular tea blend tastes like. Sounds super tasty. It is! I recommend it! I'm gonna take another sip. So one thing that I am trying to keep in mind when it comes to doing shading is I watched an artist's video on shading, and pretty much their recommendation was think big shadows rather than like block out lightning, like in small details, which I already did in part here, but you know. You know, I'm trying over here. Just, I love detail. I love making details in folds, but I also really want to try doing that. Coloring shadows, mapping out, making them more abstract, and then add you know, the details later. Actually, I really want to be listening to Mineko music today, but I can't. I can't because copyright and stuff. But damn, it's so painful. I really, really want to be listening to Mineko music. The pain when I can't. Particularly the tracks from the answer arcs. Oh, there are so many that are so good. Golden Nocturne is good. What was it? Infant Queen Bee, I think, is another that I really like. The Executioner bangs so hard. But I think my personal favorite, at this point in time at least, is Patchwork Chimera. Oh, the organ goes so insane in that track. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on in church? I know what's going on, shit's going down. Also, I don't remember where else Golden Nocturne plays. I know it for the scene where basically Willard starts going like, it's fiction, it's made up, never happened, it's fiction. I saw a video edit of basically what the Golden Nocturne scene was, and it was literally just Willard's face copy pasted into some guy going like, it's fiction, we made it up, it's fake. Never happened, it's not real. It's like basically literally that scene summarized, and I watched it like 2 or 3 times already. That's how good that edit was. Sometimes it really just dawns on me. Yeah, Willard basically just goes sorry, just dawns on me, not dogs on me. Sorry. How Willard basically just goes, I'm about to destroy your your first time fiction writer bullying, I guess. Okay, but jokes aside, it's a very beautiful scene. Holy crap, Willard is one of the best characters ever. And I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't know how many people have read Mineko here in my normal Mineko streams, you know? So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't spoil too much. Which, speaking of Mineko and spoilers, okay, again, I'm not gonna talk about spoilers, but just to say, me finishing Mineko, how it made me cry, ugly tears and everything. Like, what the heck? What the heckle? Ryokishi just really went for me. There's certainly plenty of Mineko VODs to catch up on, lol. Yeah, for real, like, I spent all of Saturday just doing VOD uploads and thumbnails and everything. I'm so glad I didn't lose a single Mineko VOD, because I did lose one Mega Man X VOD because apparently OBS seems to have glitched out on the recording. And I didn't realize it until I was uploading VODs, and I was like, wait a minute, a portion of the Mega Man X playthrough is missing. I tried looking everywhere, and yeah, it looks like I lost it because OBS glitched out. Glitched out, that didn't save the recording, it just interrupted it like within the loading screen still. Which is just great. But other than that, thankfully, from the looks of it at least, not a single Mineko VOD went missing. Thank God, because I would have gone But I got absolutely bonkers. Because Mega Man X is not that drastic. It's not like you're missing that much lore. And it's like the Sigma stages. It's the Sigma stages to begin with, so it's like, yeah, well... We know I didn't manage to defeat Sigma. I spent until like 3 AM trying to defeat him and nothing happened, which is unfortunate. Losing that was a bit unfortunate because, like I said, spent hours trying to defeat him and then went, yeah, fuck it, I have to go to bed. But I did have the stream in which I did basically Gamescom and Sigma at the same time. So thankfully there's that. It doesn't seem like any other VODs went missing, thankfully. And oh, I hate when Twitch does that because I can't keep up with YouTube uploads that much. So I rarely... So that's why it happens so often that I lose VODs because I don't download them from Twitch on time. And I'm so glad this has not occurred with Umineko, otherwise I would have lost my shit. In fact, I've got to check right now if the final Umineko stream is okay, because we can't lose the fact of me crying ugly tears. We can't lose it. That's very important for me. Fields of Mystria, that's Shaman King. That's Master of Spirits 2. Yeah, that was a stream which got interrupted. This is from last week. This is the art stream from before. This is the Sparking stream. Also a Shaman King stream, what the heck? Sparking. Art. Okay, yeah, we do have it, thank God. Like I said, losing that part would kill me inside. Umineko is way too important for me to lose VODs of. Not to say that I don't care about the games in which I lost the VODs, it's just that, like I said, it's very difficult to keep up with everything, all the postings, all the platforms that I'm on, and then like I just end up neglecting YouTube because I'm like, okay, that's the one that has least, you know, consequences of not posting in. I mean, it does, like I said, if I were to upload VODs immediately, I would notice like, this VOD is corrupted or not complete, so I can download it right away, which is what I did before, but I can't keep up anymore. Especially because it takes so long to download stuff or upload VODs until you can check. I just wish there was like an a backup feature in OBS for the times in which it's like, hey, this VOD was interrupted. No, actually, you know what? I really hate that OBS won't let you, like, I don't know if there's a setting like that. Maybe I missed it. But if a recording gets interrupted, I wish OBS would, like, you know, like interrupt the recording and then just, like, you know, restart it automatically, or would say so when it gets interrupted. But no, it doesn't, and I'm like, why? Why would you do this to me? Oh shit, I just realized I masked the wrong layer. Okay, we need to get this. We put it in a new layer. No mask. There we go. Crisis averted. I think I'm doing this like this. shadows here. Thank goodness, yeah, right, like, oh, I really, really could not stand if I were to lose on Lumineko VOD. That's like my worst nightmare. Just, no, please. Please, OBS, don't do me like that. You've already taken several VODs from me. It has taken one of my debuts, like my very first debut. I lost because OBS was like, whoops, I did not read your hotkey to, that means like, I had the hotkey for recording and I pressed it and apparently OBS was like, whoops, sorry, I didn't register that hotkey, so we didn't record anything. And Twitch, I had forgotten to set the setting for save VODs, so I lost my very, very, very first stream. Like my debut stream as a VTuber three years ago. Still hurts a little bit just because we didn't archive the absolute scuff. That sucks, losing the debut. It's okay, but at least the re-debut was saved. So much so I even highlighted it on Twitch so that I could never ever lose it again. Another VOD that really annoyed me that I lost was actually Freedom Planet 2. I did a run for every of the girls, all of them, and I lost my last VOD for Nira, for my Nira gameplay. It glitched out again, like mid-recording. Or somewhere there. I think it wasn't even that the recording got interrupted. The file got straight up corrupted, like the whole thing, the whole VOD. I tried fixing it and I just couldn't get it fixed. So OBS borked my run and it was too late to download it from Twitch. So I lost my last Freedom Planet 2 VOD. Which sucks on one hand, but well, and this is why the Nira VODs were never posted. Oh. We had a bot, so I deleted it. Also, oh god, this just reminded me, I forgot to message the people to become mods. I forgot to get back to the mods application this week. I got distracted because I got bills to pay for conventions and I was like, well shit, oh fuck, I need to get some commissions finished. And I'm wrapping up my current commissions so that I can take more because, oh, this month hurts. This month is hurting. It's hurting on my wallet because I didn't expect some conventions to, like, way later in the year already requiring me to pay my table fee. I was expecting like 1 or 2 months. But apparently it's much sooner and I didn't calculate for that. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go in the red like this. I mean, not yet because thankfully one of my convention tabling bills that I thought I had to pay last year still hasn't arrived, the invoice. And it's one in which, like, listen, if I didn't have this convention, if I didn't have to withhold the amount of money I had to for this particular tabling fee, I would actually be completely safe right now. I would be like on the green, no concerns, no worries, everything Gucci. But no, I've had to like hold back this money this whole time, and I'm like, can you please just send me the bill? I keep feeling like everything is trying to get that money when it's for this convention. and not for anything else. I hate that feeling. I already talked about it on stream, so I'm not gonna really repeat myself. It's like that. It's more like paranoia than anything, but it's like that feeling when you have a good amount of money saved up, and all of a sudden it feels like all the bills come for you, and you're like, what the fuck? Everyone wanting their money's best pay up before they get the cement shoes out. Oh god, please no. Yeah, I paid for my con tabling fees for Dokumi, even though I still had time, because you have like a 2-week grace period to pay your bill. Most conventions do this. The one that I didn't expect I had to pay so soon also said, yeah, I have a 2-week grace period, and I'm like, okay, thank god. But I did apply for other conventions as well, and if I suddenly get a bill, another one, I'm gonna be like, what, where, why do you need the money so soon? I'm going to assume it's because so that they can pay for the venue, which makes sense, so I guess I understand. Just that I didn't expect it, because normally I wait 1 or 2 months before I get a bill, except for bigger conventions like Dokumi. That one is, as soon as you get the confirmation, like a few days later comes your bill, because, you know, it's a huge convention with like 1,000 seats, so you know, especially because they have to consider people coming from overseas or from other countries. So Dokumi is one of those conventions I say, the sooner they give you the bill, the better, because, you know, that's when you have your confirmation set in stone that you're going to the con. And it's better for everybody. Now, conventions that are like at the end of the year, I can understand why they require the money much sooner. It's so that they can pay for the venue. But others, I'm like, wait, aren't you gonna like, you know, take a month or two to investigate how much, like, pick out artists, finish your application process before you send out the bills? This hasn't happened to me yet, but I've heard horror stories before, so I'm like, oh god, I hope this doesn't happen to me. What's going on here? What is going on? Ah, I see. I see what happened. Yep, I'm so excited for Dokumi. So am I. Like, oh, I have so much merch planned for Dokumi. I hope I'm able to make all of it, because, you know, merch costs money to make. Hopefully I'll have my online shop running at the time, so I'll be able to maybe even do some pre-orders for set stuff. But yeah, I really want to bring much more than I did last year, especially because I booked a much larger table this time. Of course, I'm not gonna break the bank, because I still want to have, you know, be careful that I don't overspend in merch. But I have so much planned for Dokumi. Part of it was initially planned for the Leipziger Buchmesse or the Manga Comic Con. But then we got an email reminder saying, by the way, don't forget, you're only allowed to take 50% of fan art on your table. And I was like, oh, whoops, I forgot. Or I don't remember if this was a new edition. Point is, they are on a 50-50 split for fan art, you know. So I was like, well, my table is already like a lot of fan art. I think I only just barely passed the vibe check for the fan art department. And that's maybe only because the majority of my prints are original characters. except for like maybe 2. No, actually, I have quite a bit of fan art in terms of prints. Yeah, I have to make more original stuff until then. Which thankfully I have material, so it's not like I'm on too much of a pinch. So the new merch that I had planned to make, I was like, okay, I have to save this for Dokumi instead rather than the Leipziger Buchmesse, which is okay because I think most people already know that I'm having kind of a financial struggle recovering from all the taxes and everything that I had to pay and all the bills, and even now I'm still paying quite large bills and just getting enough commissions enough to barely survive. And barely survive, but not managing to have enough money left over to save for taxes, which is not good. Which is not good on one hand, but at least my next tax that I have to pay is in April. And by the time Leipziger Buchmesse is over, so I might be able to scratch up the money until then. But yeah, normally the beginning of the year is always the roughest. That one, like from, I would say January, February, no, all of Q1 is hard. So like December, January, February are the toughest months in my opinion for freelancing. Last year it was tough. This year is super tough. But it's like you know, it's just now I know, so I'm a little bit better prepared for next year. I mean, I knew February and January was gonna be tough, which is why I was like, I'm not gonna spend a single cent for myself, even though it sucks and it hurts because I want to be commissioning people. I want to be commissioning art from people, and I can't because I'm like, I need to pay for bills. I need to be a responsible adult. My boyfriend keeps asking me sometimes how I'm doing, and I keep saying I am stressed about money, and it's repetitive, but it's true. But I haven't told him yet that the reason why I get so depressed about not having money to spend for me is because I can't commission people. Legit, that's the reason why I get sad when I don't have money. It's not being able to commission artists. That's like the biggest pain in ever. That's what makes me super depressed. Because nothing makes me happier than commissioning people. Like, I've also talked about this on stream before, that the thing that I enjoy buying the most are commissions. I like seeing art of my characters or my pairings. Like my favorite thing in the world. Nothing makes me happier than that. And I've gotten weird looks from people for saying that. For being like, huh? Your favorite thing to buy are paying other artists to draw? Like most people who say that are normally normies or not artists. Who are like, why would you pay people to draw if you can draw yourself? And I'm like, yeah, you know, because I like seeing other people draw my characters and my ships, and it makes me happy to support artists as well, but also like to see my stuff drawn in their style. You know, I'm an art enthusiast. It's not rocket science. The year crunch be painful. It truly is. I agree, but I have survived January. Now I just have to survive February and the beginning of March, and we good. Just survive until Leipziger Buchmesse, and then I'm fine. I think I'll be fine after LBM. Commission an artist so she can commission an artist so they can commission the circle of life. Hell yeah, that's true. Hey yo, hi Tablespoon, how you doing? Good evening, happy Art Tuesday. Damn, who is that cute lady on the drawing? I wonder. And the girl is fine too. I wonder who it is. Wink. I can't wink. Can I wink on can I wink on VTube Studio? Let me take off my glasses, maybe it works better. There we go. Without glasses it works better. But now for real? The drawing. Thank you so much. It's basically a Valentine's Day and like a Valentine's Day illustration, but also like a birthday present for myself because my birthday is the day before Valentine's Day. So technically I'm celebrating my 30th birthday and also Valentine's Day simultaneously by working on this. Looks super cute. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm powered by shoujo anime and manga, even though I barely read shoujo anime and manga. Like my shoujo a quota of the year is normally pretty cute. I don't really read that much shoujo manga myself, actually. But the few that I do, mwah, beautiful. Chef's kiss. I think more correct to say I'm more otome game powered, even though I fully played 2. Actually, that would be incorrect too. I've read more shoujo manga than I have actually played otome games, but that's mostly because the majority is never translated or patched. Or doesn't have... Well, nowadays it's harder for me to play because the majority of otome game characters are too young for me. Like, I'm 30... No, I'm not 30 yet, so I'm 29, but... A lot of otome games take place in high school and I'm like, well... Not for me. It's not for me. I'm past that age. I would unironically be the one who goes for the teacher option just because that's the oldest one, even though in terms of setting, considering your main character is also a high schooler, it's not appropriate. So you're like, that's kind of a turn off. I do enjoy playing dating sims, like Tokimeki Memorial is very addicting, but I'm not... It may sound weird, but I'm not necessarily there for the girls. I'm there for the gameplay. Some of the girls are cute, but I basically play Tokimeki Memorial as thinking as if it were one of my OCs, in particular Yuri, who is like probably one of my oldest characters ever. She used to be a Shaman King self-insert. Now she is her own OC. She's left the self-insert territory, but if you would put her next to my VTuber and other characters who used to be self-inserts, then it would be like, I see a pattern. There are some good fun otome games. There are! Oh my god, there are! Hatoful Boyfriend, I only started, but I haven't finished yet. I only know that it looks funny, but I know it's a master class underneath, and I have yet to complete it, and I've never done it. It makes me sad that I haven't. I have the game, I just don't know where. What other otome games did I play though? It was an indie game. It was from the same people who did, I believe, Backstage. They did an otome game in which you had 3 love interests, and they were all... Like, the setup was you are a gamer girl who plays or RPGs, and you make a bet with some asshole cheater to find out their real identity, and you have a buddy, and there's also a third person, but I forgot what their role was. Point is, the guys that you can romance are then are one of the avatars that you interact with on the gameplay on the MMORPG. And And I thought it was very cute and fun. I liked it. I don't even remember whom I went to. I did all 3 routes actually. I did all of them. But there's one otome game, one that has never been translated, that I am in so much pain that it hasn't been, but it has like some of my favorite art ever in otome games. Tsuki, wait. Let me see if I got the name right before I say it. There it is. Tsuki no Hikari Taiyo no Kage. That's like the otome game that I'm aching to see it localized, just because I love the art. Listen, I haven't even played it. I don't even really know the plot 100% from a sort of like a summary and who the love interests are. And I've seen the CGs, all of it. And I bought the art book just because I love the art, but I have played it myself. I've seen some scenes and heard some audio clips from it. Like there was a Tumblr user who would edit out the audios and make an audio track out of it, obviously of the H scenes. And I heard them because I was curious. Cough cough. And unfortunately that Tumblr blog got taken down, and I'm like, god damn, we lost a goat. We lost one of our goats. Because almost no one like preserves otome game stuff or like otome drama CDs. Like no one really does it or does translation work, rarely. Not as much as like dating sims geared for with I don't want to say just geared for men, because you know bisexuals and lesbians will want to enjoy women too, you know? So, but well, but things that normally, like when I say geared towards men, I mean like straight men or men who are into women with female I don't want to say female, that sounds kind of weird if I put it this way, with female love interests. With women as love interests, let's put it that way. They're usually the ones who get localized and focused on normally. So you don't really see people preserving stuff from otome games, and I found about Tsuki no Hikari Taiyo no Kage especially because of this Tumblr blog specifically, because they had like an audio recording, not of an H scene, but of something with a different voice actor. I think like a JoJo voice actor, not Koyazu, someone else. I think it was Tomokazu Sugita, I don't quite remember. And they posted it just to be like, hey, here's an otome game scene where this JoJo voice actor is saying romantic things to you. And that's how I got into their blog and found out about Tsuki no Hikari, Taiyo no Kage, and other otome games, and I was like, yo, yo, what the hell? Why aren't any of these getting localized? Yeah, there for a while I thought there's been a big surge of for women content when Steam started to relax their rules, but not so much, sadly. Surprisingly, there's been more and more otome games getting localized on the Switch specifically. Like Amnesia is probably one of the most famous ones. I haven't played it personally yet, but it is an otome game. And Steam, you're right, Steam does have a few otome games. One which I'm personally very interested in playing, which is Hakuoki. For 2 reasons. Firstly, the aesthetic is very pretty. Secondly, the men look very nice. Although they have a lack of an old man, so I'm like, damn it. Damn it, where's my old man? But another reason why I really want to get into it, one of my favorite singers, Maiko Fujita, does some of the openings for it, and I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck, I need to play it. need to hear Michael Fujita blasting on my ears while I see pretty anime visuals. So yeah, there's that. Hakuoki, Amnesia, the one with the vampires. I forgot its name. Oh god, it was from the same people who made Amnesia, but I forgot the name. Sadistic Blood, this is a Yuri, Eroguro manga, not manga, sorry, visual novel that I'm low-key interested in playing, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Well, there's Mystic Messenger, that's technically an otome game, which was like super big at the time when it came out. Everyone was insane for a Mystic Messenger person. And then currently I would say the leading otome game is Love and Deep Space. And I've been thinking about maybe checking it out, but I'm not quite sure because the love interests, yeah, they are pretty, but none of them are like, oh yeah, my type. Yeah, we're looking at them again currently and I'm like, yeah, no, none of these are very much my type. I want an old man with wrinkles. That's so much to ask for. But even gacha has difficulty giving you old men, so like Hoyoverse took forever until they gave you a man with a bit of stubble, and I was like, god damn, did it take them this long? Yeah, those are two. There's another one that I'm thinking of. Norn 9 is another one that got localized not too long ago. I mean, quite a while ago. That's also an otome game that I know of. I'm pretty sure the same creators made another otome game. I just don't know which one. But Norn 9, I know in passing, and I really like the artwork in it. Very pretty, and I like how it's set up. You have 3 heroines, and each of the heroines have 3 love interests, so you have different dynamics and such that you can explore, from what I understand, and that's really cool. I like that. Sure, while it's still an otome game, it has a character with somewhat of a distinct personality, so I wonder how much you can self-insert into it, basically, in terms of otome games. I mean, I can play it without self-inserting. Like, normally a lot of the dating sims and otome games or visual novels that I play, I normally am not self-inserting in there because it needs to have a character that I'm personally invested in, and normally that doesn't happen. Like I said, in Tokimeki Memorial, I'm playing it as if the player character was one of my old OCs who is young enough to be in that setting. At least one of her versions is young enough before the time skip, basically. So I can enjoy them even like that. And in many cases, I actually prefer the visual novels to have a character with somewhat of a personality. One of my biggest pet peeves to this day is when this happens now in a lot of, I mean, since always happened in a lot of visual novels, and I really hate that. How the male protagonist, the male player character, normally is never voiced. Like, you can mute the men's voices, but not the women's, and it's like, huh? Huh? Why is that an option? I mean, I know what the purpose behind that option is, but I still don't like it. That at least if you're gonna give the option to mute the male protagonist, at least, you know, voice him. Pissed me off so much because a visual novel that I have read, it's basically single protagonist only, so it's a pretty connect visual novel, but it's a spin-off of Flyable Heart. kind of like an extended route of one of the heroines, because her backstory just is way too deep to go in just the normal route structure, so they made an extra game just for her. And I read it in a Google Translate patch, by the way. I really wanted to read it, you know, so I did it even like that. And the main protagonist has a much more distinct personality and backstory in Kimi na Go, which is like the name of the spin-off. While in Friable Heart, Shun, that's the name of the protagonist, by the way. I think he fits more that blank slate a bit more better. Not quite. I feel like Shun has a pretty distinct personality. Just in Friable Heart, I don't think it's really that much in a focus because, you know, the girls are still the show. But in Kimi na Go, Shun's personality is very vital to the core of the story and its vibes, and I love him. He's such a bean, such a baby. And he's not voiced, and that pisses me off so much because I'm like, god damn. I know why, but but come on. Come on. I wanted to hear Shun voiced. That's so much to ask. I really like the visuals of the men of Yoshiwara. Super hot guys. Story is good, but I didn't really like any of the guys' personalities, sadly. Okay, let me look this one up. Men of Yoshihara. Oh, I've seen the artworks from this. I think that's also the same artist who did Amnesia. I think so, at least. It looks like it, but I've definitely seen this art style before and some of the illustrations. Oh yeah, they look good, but yeah, it's very unfortunate when the looks are pretty, but the personalities are, huh? But I'm interested in checking this one out. The men look old enough. The men look old. Not quite old as I'd like them, but at least they don't look like, you know, teenagers. But I still want my otome game in which the men have at least a little bit of beard. Come on, come on. It's not asking for much. Come on. Is it that much to ask for a Dracula lookalike in an otome game? Make an otome game. An otome game revolving Ronove, please. I mean, I say that, but then the protagonist character probably will have to be Battler, because who else is it gonna be, right? But I can dream. I can dream, okay? I can be a little bit delulu. What? Yuppie has a type shock Pikachu. Yeah, why? Quite a shocking discovery, isn't it? It's so funny. My type in men is always like almost always the same, with the exception of Yashamaru at the moment. I mean, Yashamaru was like probably my sweetheart for a few years. Less than other characters I've simmed over the years. Way less before I got together with my boyfriend, but Yashamaru's still in that list of like, oh, I am into this man. Probably the only one who survived the complete Dracula purge. Although, I would say one of the older, let's say, men that I simped for, is still somewhat in a simpable zone for me. And that's Rui from Tsukiuta, and Tsukiuta operates as such as if the characters age in real time, basically, in the media. Like every year you get new Tsukiuta like dialogues in their blog posts and Twitter pages, music and the like, and the story goes as such as if it was happening in real life. Like the characters have their birthdays, they have celebration tweets and everything, and they update their bios and appearances every year, which honestly, kudos to the art team that draws updated artwork for all the 10 members of the 2 units every year. Like every year, and maybe not even 10, 20 illustrations, because it's their casual attire and their idol attire. And Rui, I used to like Rui a lot when I was a bit younger. He's a very wholesome bean. And then one of those days I checked Tsukiuta how it was going, because I was curious how the character developed, right? Because Rui actually has a pretty sad backstory. He has family drama that's very tragic and very, very sad. And I wanted to see how the story developed and how the character looked like, right? After a few years, and then I went to check and I'm like, oh shit, fuck, they made him harder. He looked cute before and like a Bishonen, and now he still looks like a Bishonen, but I was like, shit, they actually made him hot now. Heck. Like, let me see if I can find a recent illustration of the character. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I feel like this is a personal attack. This is a personal attack. Help! Tasukete kudasai. Oh, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have looked it up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Ah. Oh my god. I'm still very weak for his voice actor, by the way. Like, his voice actor is Aoi Shota, and I really like his voice. He voiced Satoru in the latest Precure season, like Wonderful Precure, and I kept just hearing Rui, and I was like, fuck, stop! Stop it! He's like, well, how can I describe the texture of Aoi's voice? It's like a soft breeze, I would say, a very soft and calming rain. Ayya, what the heck? What the heck? Tsukiuta team is like out for me. Hold on. I have to show what I mean. Here. It's a recent artwork apparently from him, and oh my god! You look so pretty! Like, what the heck? Why would you do that to me? Why? Like, it's not fair. And he does the nya. He does the nya, and that's also a crime. Also a crime. I never watched Tsukiuta 2 because the animation quality looked like it was atrocious. So I was like, no. I watched the first anime and the budget was almost non-existent, except for the CGI dances. That one rocked. But the second one didn't even have the audacity to have good CGI. Yeah, look at him. He does the nya. You can kind of tell where I got it from now. The whole nya. Oh god, yeah. I wouldn't say Rui is like my type anymore, quite, but he's still like on that list with Yashamaro, I would say. Because Tsukiuta is like trying to take me back, I guess. They're like, come back right now. I'm like, stop, that might actually work. If they made a Tsukyuta Otome game, I would. It's Jover. It is so Jover. Technically, they did with the Tsukyuta mobile game, which I'm still extremely sad they took down. That they removed the service from, but well, it'd be like that. But yeah, my type of man gotta be an old man with wrinkles, please. Old dudes. Old Dracula lookalike dudes. That's what I need in an Otome game. Nothing else, nothing more. I don't ask for more. I'm gonna have to wash my eye in a second. I have this a few times every now and again when my eye just starts burning and I need to wash it like for it to stop. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. A sec. Okay, I'm back. I washed my face a bit. Poured also some more milk tea for me. Welcome back, thank you! Now to get back to the messages before I went. Need some gray hair in there. Some gray in their hair for me. Salt and pepper add some spice to my life. Come on, Mario, you're so right. You're so right. That's me. Literally me. If that man doesn't have gray hair or wrinkles, that's like serving me food without seasoning. It's like, where's the flavor? Where? Where's the bay leaf? Where's the pepper? It's literally the same. I just become Gordon Ramsay when someone serves me an otome game or like a dating sim and most of the men are too young for me or just bland looking and they don't have a beard in my case or a mustache, then I'm like it's rotten! Oh, like, oh, you're serving me this man. Okay, wait, maybe I shouldn't finish that sentence. I just midway about the sentence, I was like, wait, maybe I shouldn't say this on stream because this could be taken so out of context. I literally was about to say, you're serving me this man raw. Like, wait. Wait a minute. I shouldn't say that. I ended up saying it anyway, but... but you... I'm so sorry. I don't know why this one got me so good. I'm sorry. Methinks UP has a hunger. Oh yeah, I have a hunger for a medium cooked man. I'm laughing with this hard. So, this isn't even that funny, but it still got to me. Still got to me. I'm so sorry. Just imagining rating all these automated Game Boys like Gordon Ramsay and their meat is raw. It's like it's too hard. It's too raw. Literally everyone else is probably looking at me and like, why is this the thing that takes you out? I don't know either. My sense of humor makes no sense. Even my cat is here. Stinky is here. She came here to she hates it when I laugh like this. She's like, what is wrong with you, Mom? Stop. Stop it. Stop it, Mom. And now she's blocking the tablet, guys. Because I laughed too hard. My boyfriend will probably ask me later, like, what the hell? What is wrong with you? Kitty, yes, I don't have a kitty cat. Oh, she's going away. Whoops. Well, Stinky is gone. She just wanted to check in on me and ask why am I laughing like a hyena? Why am I laughing as if I've seen God? As if I've gotten mind broken by the laws of the universe. Ah! She's checking to see if you need to be rebooted. I do need to be rebooted. I don't know what happened here. I do not know. Oh, this isn't the layer. This is the layer. This is not the layer. What do you mean? What the heck? That should be this. Ah, now I get it. Because I have the alpha lock on. Oh, started laughing so hard I couldn't see anymore. Sorry. I don't know how many people wonder to themselves like, hey, you think this UP girl might be a little bit too much, too cringe, who has a strange sense of humor. I just realized the hand, like the spot tablet hand, blocks out quite a lot, so I think I'm gonna blend it out. The hand is a bit too large for my taste. Like, it's nice to have it, but I feel like it blocks too much out of the screen, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna blend it out. Where is it? Okay. There we go. I think that's better. Oh, I forgot the white part and the other side of the ribbon, so let me fix that. Ooh, okay, now that I'm capturing myself again, I stand by my point. I definitely need more otome games who have old men. Where are the dilfs? Where are they? The ones with the beard and the mustache? Where they at? Where are they? Yes, please, more. Absolutely. I mean, we have Dream Daddy, which has a lot of pretty men as well, but Dream Daddy is for it's a game it's a DILF for DILF, you know, like you're playing as a DILF, as a single DILF pursuing another DILF, and you know what? I want to give this to them. I want them to have it. I mean, sure, maybe you can self-insert, but I'm like, these men are strictly into men, and I want to let them stay. Men love men, so. Which I guess a lot of people would be like, oh, that's ironic you say, because clearly Ronobe is not straight and you're a simp for him. And I'm like, I already said this before, but my personal interpretation, the rule interpretation, is that he's pan. But that's just because my simping for this character is way too strong and way too delulu. But I would absolutely never accept an interpretation in which someone would be like, oh yeah, Ronobe is definitely straight. I will be like, what? Did we read the same thing? Did we read the same thing? Have you seen the Battler and Ronobe chemistry? Have you seen how they talk to each other? Have you seen how he and Kinzo talk to each other too? Like, this man, not straight. Not straight, absolutely not. Never. I have heard someone mention before that there are otome games in which you have older men, but I don't remember which one it was or where I heard it from. It's been... I don't know if I heard it in Tumblr, because most otome gamers tended to be there at the time, from what I remember. Oh, you know who I feel like I'm a lot alike when it comes to tastes? This video is kind of old, so I don't know how recent it is, but I'm going to assume it is fairly recent because it's like 3 years old. And it's an interview of Sydney with like the YouTube user SidSnap with a JAV actress. What's her name? June Lovejoy, I believe. And she says, oh, old dudes are so hot. And back then I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. And then I got together with my boyfriend, right? And now I have an old man baby girl, 2 in fact. And I'm like, shit, she's so right. Old men are hot. I have, like, yes, my specific taste of old men is very, very specific. And I will stand by this very specific taste because well, my brain just would be like that. But I get it, you know? Like, I saw Gato from like his older design when he got debuted in Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. And I was like, shit, if he had a mustache, I would. Like, would. They gave him a bit of beard, and then, like, Gato was never a character I ever looked at. I was like, yeah, Gato. He exists. He exists. He's funny. He's broken. He's broken in KOF 11. He does the Pflaumensaft. He does the kicks, the zoom zooms. He is a war criminal in KOF 11. But that's about it, right? And then they show him in Garo. They gave him a somewhat more disheveled look. They gave him the hairstyle that gets me weak on the knees. What a little, like, a slightly longer so that he can have his very long braid. But he has that Dracula-ish shape, you know? The hair. You know what I mean? Just slightly wilder. Actually, it's more accurate to how my boyfriend's hair was before he cut it. Like, he recently cut his hair to be slightly shorter. Kind of looks like Kyo Kusanagi now, but Kyo, even with that in mind, I'm like, nah, Kyo doesn't do it for me. I think even if my boyfriend cut his hair shorter, I'm still like, yeah, nah, I'm still for that shoulder length, Dracula-like hair. And yeah, I saw Gato, they gave him that kind of hair with his braid still. And a beard. They gave him a beard, and I was, all of a sudden I was like, oh, oh, I'm looking, and then I realized he does have a mustache, and I was like, pretty close enough, but yeah, thinking about it, considering, valiant attempt, much more closer to my tastes. It's not Robert Koff though, so. Not quite there yet. I knew that sounded familiar. It's already in my wish list, Arameo. Yeah, Garo is probably my first SNK game I've ever played, like the old one. Which was it? Mark of the Wolves, that's it. That was my very first SNK fighting game that I ever played, and I loved it very much. I didn't know about KOF and all that until a bit later. So I have a soft spot for Garo for that reason, and I'm planning to play it. I hope it gives me the neuron activation like how DBSC did, because I'm really facing a problem at the moment in which no fighting game gives me that neuron activation anymore. Except Samsho and DBFC, but most people don't play either of them anymore, you know? So I mean, enough people play it, because otherwise DBFC open lobby streams wouldn't be like my most watched and frequented streams. So clearly there's a player base for it, but in this case I mean specifically in locals. I only have Haikai to play with, and that's it. And Haikai is extremely good. I'm very happy to be able to play with him, and he's also a very kind dude. It's just that we don't get to see each other that often to play, you know? Especially in our locals, because it's just me and him who play DBSC. And maybe like one more person, I think. So it's like, why come all the way over, right? Plus, I think he has things to take care of, so. Point is, not many people play it on locals, so I haven't been really playing fighting games as of late because of that, which you can kind of tell with how little fighting game streams I do nowadays, and I'm really hoping that Garo might be able to scratch that itch or reignite that flame a bit, because I really do miss playing fighting games a lot, especially on locals. I have tried getting into Guilty Gear, and it's like fun for a few minutes, but then I don't know, I can't really get into it. I just can't seem to get invested in it, and I think I know exactly what the problem is. The problem is it's not a franchise or a character that is in there that I'm very invested in, and like with DBSC, it's Dragon Ball, so of course I'm invested. And also Android 21 is my wife, so there's also that. And a reason why I haven't gotten deep into sparking at all is because, well, my wife is not there, so why should I play, right? Nah, it's more like I said, the fighting game depression that's hitting in. But partially, Android 21 not being there is a reason why I'm not really getting that deep into sparking at the moment. while under Night in Birth, I'm having difficulty finding a character I want to play because I really love Under Night. Most of the characters are characters that I really liked from their gameplay alone and their personalities. Like, I don't know the lore of all the characters that much, but I like them a lot regardless. Like, Nanase was fun to play. Akatsuki is so much fun to play. Like, even if I pick a different character, I think I'm gonna always have a Pocket Akatsuki just because it's so fun to do stupid Bitatsu shit. But Rondrekia was a character that I actually wanted to play the latest, but that was a time when people had stopped playing Uni, so I never really learned the character. And now that he's in the Under Night 2 and apparently one of the best characters, somehow I can't seem to get into it. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I think it's because I haven't been invested in Under Night for a while. Which is sad because I like Under Night. I mean, even though nobody really plays it in our locals except for one guy who I haven't seen in a while. So I'm like, dang it. And I can't get into Streets because there's no character that I really want to play in Streets. Like, where's Alex? Where is he? If you put him in the game, I might consider. But at this point in time, I prefer Street Fighter 5 simply because I had Alex and it was fun. It was fun for a while. Even if he was bottom tier, I really enjoyed playing him. It was fun doing Lariat into Lariat. It was fun doing power bombs. Also, Alex was my Pookie. I really loved that character. Was a character that I used to self-ship with, but not anymore. But I still really, really love the character. Like I said, he's my Pookie. He's my Pookie. Like Pookie, but not like one that I go absolutely feral over anymore. But he's still my baby. I think I'm gonna do this instead. I don't think there's that much saving needed for this area, so... But yeah, that's why I haven't played Street Fighter 6 yet, because there's no character that I'm really super invested in there. Marisa, I was like, oh, ooh, pretty woman, exactly one of my types, but I don't know, I couldn't get into it. And then, yeah, what other fighting games did I play? Yeah, well, Samsho has Yashimaru, and I still love Yashimaru very dearly. So much so, he's still in my, you know, type of main list and my husband list. Because I really love this character. Strange how most of my interpretation of his character and why I like him as much is kind of from my interpretation of him. And how deep I went into trying to find any nook and cranny about this character. Like, it's not something I'm not it's not something I'm unfamiliar with. I've done this before. I have sorry, my throat took a sip. Not the first time, like I said, that I took a character who had very little information or scenes and managed to spin a whole kind of character out of it with many facets, and personality, to the point people are like, dude, you good? Are you okay? Or like, you're literally the only person who cares about this character. It has happened before, specifically in Freedom Planet. I don't think it's a secret to anybody who has been following me for a while, but Prince Dale / King Dale, probably one of said characters, like probably what I'm most known for in the fandom, for loving a character who had no more than 10 seconds on screen without being brainwashed, by the way. And for the past... When did Freedom Planet 2 come out? Hold on. Yeah, Freedom Planet 2 came out in 2022. And Freedom Planet 1, I believe, came out in 2014. So what, let me see. Freedom Planet 1. Jesus. 14, I got it exactly right. Yeah, so for... Now I need to calculate. What's 2022 minus 14? Calculator. 2022 minus 2014. 8 years. Yeah, so for 8 years I managed to I managed to cook so much with this character who had, like I said, no more than 10 seconds on screen, no more than 2 lines in the intro without him being brainwashed. His remaining screen time, which was also like less than a minute, where he was brainwashed. No, sorry, it was just slightly over a minute where he was brainwashed. And somehow I got so intrigued by this character that I spun a whole fan project around this man, around this panda. Got so attached to him. He's probably one of my favorite characters ever made in fiction, which most people would be like, they look at all the other Freedom Planet characters who have way more screen time than him, maybe double, if not triple, and are like, that one is your favorite? The one with less than 10 seconds on screen? He's still like a very minor character in Freedom Planet 2, but oh my god. I think some people here in the chat know Spacey. Spacey Bad. She's the one who made Freedom Planet 2 along with some others, like with Galaxy Trail. And to this day, I'm like on my knees. I'm like, girl, girl, you gave me everything and more with this game. Which I lament the fact that I don't talk about it as much anymore, but that's because I'm on my Yakuza brain rot. But I guarantee you there isn't a single day, not a single one, in which I'm not thinking about said fan project and by proxy this character. I want plushies and Nendoroids off my Panda Blorbles. I need it. And a part in why I really want to take less commissions this year and be stable enough financially is because I really want to start writing this fan project. Like, I started writing the outline here and there. I already have like the prologue kinda blocked out in scenes, but I have to write it out and draw it. And I haven't had the time because I had to focus on other things. And my free time, I was completely overtaken by this old man here, by Yamai, by this baby girl. He occupied my entire brain space in my free time, and I don't have enough time to indulge in my permanent Panda Blorb brainworms and in the old man brainworms. Argo, stay hydrated. Thank you for the stay hydrated redeem. I need to take a sip. But yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the fandom thinks of me being like, this character with less than 10 seconds on screen is my favorite, and for 8 years, and then probably is like, I don't know if she's okay. I mean, I think a part of a reason. I think this is basically what I'm known for in the fandom, and honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. And speaking of the game, before I get back to Yashamaru, alright? Because this got derailed from Yashamaru talking, how I just pulled off an entire character out of it with facets and flaws just because I managed to read too deep into shit he says in the winning quotes, and the very minimal info in the interviews in the art book, and translating French and Google Translate to understand what's written in the art book. Yeah, before we get back to that, let me just quickly close out the Freedom Planet section rant. And I mean, it's not really a rant, it's more like just me info dumping. Yeah, I have been considering making a separate Twitter account just for the Freedom Planet and the Crimson Threads, or aka the fan project stuff, because I don't really want to drown out my main with it. Because I feel like this kind of is better to have a separate Twitter account. Sorry, not Twitter, Blue Sky account in this case. I know we have tags in Blue Sky, but I still want to have a certain organization with those two accounts, basically. Because I want to use that separate account not just to post stuff from that fan project, be it doodles or whatever, or maybe repost from my main, but I also want to use it for updates when I'm writing it, or like show previews of it, you know? But yeah, I've been thinking about it. I don't know when I'll do it. Probably when I start writing it. When I actually start writing it in code for real. Not like, oh, I start writing the draft and I'm gonna start using that Twitter account to say so. I think I want to open it when I'm already underway with the script. Oh, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom again. Gonna have to go to the bathroom again in a bit. So I'm gonna have to switch over to the just chatting screen in a bit. I have the problem when I drink tea, I have to run to the bathroom pretty quickly. So just gonna do this part and then I'll go to the bathroom very quickly, and hopefully it won't be a very long ad break. Yeah, okay, hold up. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, I'm back again. I needed to expel the toxins. Aight. So, to get back on the whole info dumping thing, with how Yashamaru is not the first character who had like very little screen time and very little to go off, and I was like, that doesn't stop me at all from reading too deep into shit and from getting invested. And I think I don't know who else who into some show is into Yashamaru as much as I am. At least I haven't met someone like that yet, and that makes me sad because I never had someone to talk about Yashamaru with, and it's so pain. Pain. To this day, it's still pain because no one, I'm still like, hey, anybody who's even remotely interested in this character? I think I only know one person who is interested in the character, and that's about it. Because, okay, two things from Yashamaru that I found out just because it's like info in the art book. And I mean, you could have headcanon this based on what he says in his winning quotes, and but it was nice still to see actual confirmation in the art book of this aspect of his personality, and that is so Yashamaru's character designer and the writer had planned for Yashamaru to be a chunyobu. They wanted him to be a churi. and when you look at his winning quotes and some of his lines, you're like, oh yeah, that tracks. That definitely tracks. And like, I just read that as him being an edgelord, but can an edgelord be... can an Ochuni be described as an edgelord? I would say yes, right? But still, when I read that, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, he is a Chuni for real, for real. The other thing that I found out on the art book that you don't find out anywhere else, but gives some of his animations a little bit more depth is in the Samsho art book, each of the characters have a dedicated section to them, and they have their likes, their birthdays, their hobby, and everything written out. And for Yashamaru's hobby, it was staring at the moon, and maintaining armor. Maintaining armor is his hobby, and so it makes so many of his animations have just a little bit of extra character, like the fact how after every slash, how Yashamaru glides his fingers over the blade of his pole arm. Like, it's not just him being extra, it's because he just wants to keep his armory and his weaponry pristine. And it's really cute. I love that about his character. I mean, I couldn't have read that he wants to keep his blade pristine, but my assumption was because he just wanted to get the blood off it, and secondly because it's like the polearm belongs to his dead father, so it makes sense that he wants to keep it clean. I'm not sure if the armory belongs to his dad too. I think so. Because the crow mask he carries is a family heirloom, so very likely that the armor he wears is also the same that his family used to wear, his ancestors and maybe his father directly. But I wouldn't have guessed it for other animation that he does, like swiping his armory. Like, he swipes his arms down when he wins weaponless. And I would just think, oh, it's just him being like clean and extra, right? But I didn't think it's because he wants to maintain his armor. Like, he's probably a nerd about armory, does everything correctly, does extensive cleaning and maintenance, and he probably knows about the very intricate details about armory, and it's like, damn. He's such a cutie. Welcome back. Thank you, Kubamaru. Just now I'm back to info dumping again. And like reading into characters and like trying to figure out how they are like, a side of the material that you get is an aspect that I found very fun to explore. Like with my own characters, I kind of know what they're like because, you know, they're my characters, but it's still fun to explore them and explore ideas and tropes with them. Or like specific feelings that I may have, feelings in the sense of like feelings of events that I went through in my life and coping with specific stuff. But also like in the sense of, you know, exploring certain aspects of my struggles and the like. That's usually where I go with my own OCs, like exploring things that I'm interested in exploring, things that might reflect on me a little bit, but still not in a self-insert fashion, you know, usually not. And in terms of like tropes, what kind of tropes can I explore with this particular OC? What can I do? How can I write particular events and reactions to particular events? How can I write a development that, in this case, in fan character terms, that sounds realistic for the source material that they're from? While with canon characters, it's fun to do this because it's kind of like getting to know a person, you know? Might be a little bit too deep and extensive, but I don't know how else to describe it, you know? And then the OCs and the canon characters paired together, then that makes a mixture of all of these at once, and exploring certain ideas that I don't think are explored with the same character in the canon material with any canon characters or pairings thereof. For example, well, to bring back into Freedom Planet, at least during 8 years, there wasn't any character who had kind of a relationship or a pre-established bond with Dale, except his brother, and you don't even see them interacting during the first game. So I was kind of curious how the two interacted with each other. How was the stance of towards the brothers, towards each other? Were they like hostile, or do they actually really love each other? Are they just kind of like the game groups in which they just fool around with each other and Spades pranks him all the time? Or are they respectful of each other and stuff like that? Well, that's not quite an aspect I can explore with his character, like I said, and yeah, he doesn't really have a relationship with any other character. Nira's backstory was a little bit on a limbo, I would say, for a while, because for a while it was this way, and then it was retconned, and then it was written back in, basically, in Freedom Planet 2, so he does have a relationship with at least one more character, which is nice, because you can kind of see how he interacts with different dynamics, but at the time there wasn't anything else, so I wanted to explore certain ideas with the character that I wanted to initially explore with the other canon characters, because I wasn't sure how others would receive me making OCs for Freedom Planet. Because, okay, for context, I came from a time in DeviantArt in which OCs were like super, I don't want to say controversial, because that's a little bit too extreme to describe, but it was basically like looked down upon, you know? People would make fun of it and stuff like this. Not particularly in this fandom, by the way, specifically that I'm saying, but just in general. Like for any fandom. And I wasn't sure how the people would receive me making an OC for this fandom. At the end of the day, I managed, after 1 or 2 years of being like worried of the reception, I did eventually publish said OC. Because while I was trying to explore this idea for a potential AU with Dale, like him having a swap with his brother initially, like he's actually the criminal rather than the prince. But none of the characters that I could think of managed to really go towards the direction that felt right with me. None of the characters really clicked in a way that I wanted. Q, I thought, what if I bring back my old scrapped Sonic OC that doesn't fit into Sonic and just squash her into Freedom Planet? And lo and behold, I made my Blorbos like this. My permanent Blorbos were born this way because I crammed out my old scrapped Sonic OC that wasn't ever gonna be used because she didn't fit into the series, no matter how hard I tried. And ended up fitting into Freedom Planet. I think it was fate for her to be there. For my baby girl Tyasa to be there. But I kept them a secret for like 2 years because I didn't know how it would be received. But eventually I did find the courage to do so, and she was so well received that it really touched me. So it did help me eventually with me feeling comfortable sharing these things like fandom OCs and OC canon stuff, or now even self-ship stuff. So like so Tessa has like so much more meaning to me than people can imagine. And these two Blorbos too, because they mean a lot to me. But yeah. They just clicked together while I was writing, toying around with the idea, and was like, oh shit, they actually click so well together. And the more I write, the more I can't see them apart anymore. I'm like, god damn. God damn. I can't see them apart anymore. It just doesn't feel right. And yeah, that's one example. Another example I can give is actually Shun'ei. This is like the polar opposite of what happened, and that is, so with Shun'ei, I wanted to explore what it would be like to have a love interest who also struggles with her own power. Sorry, with their own power. Kind of like Shun'ei, who also has a bit of abandonment issues regarding parents because of their powers, and end up bonding over it, while Shun'ei also gets a little bit out of his shell, learns to interact with people more, while in this case Sadie would also learn to be less afraid of being around people or touching others because she's scared of shocking them to death on accident. And then, mere days later, after I finally posted Sally on Twitter, literally a few days afterwards, SNK reviewed Isla, and basically the kind of dynamic I wanted to write with Shun'ei and Sally got written with Shun'ei and Isla, and I was like, well, I don't really need to write the dynamic anymore because SNK wrote it for me, even though Shun'ei and Sally is more friendly with each other. Like, they start off by literally fighting each other on the street because Sally was like, hey, fight me because you intrigue me, and he's like, leave me alone, and she just jumps him anyway. But they end up becoming friends, and she did it like with a smile and like because she genuinely wanted to get to know him. While with Isla, she's like, fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up, you pretentious little shit. And they literally just get up on each other's face. But still, literally how they first meet is also the same setting that I thought for Sadie and Shun'ei as well. Like, literally on the night at the street with their street lights and everything, and I'm like, god damn, SNK just literally grabbed into my brain and wrote what I wanted to write. So more or less, then I watched the KOF main story with the Team Heroes team, and then I was like, well, SNK wrote the dynamic I wanted to write, so I kind of have this ship on a limbo right now. I still like them. I still like how they, well, what tropes they explore and the ideas for Shune, but Isra pretty much might already fulfill the more wholesome part of Shune and Siri with the next KOF games, you know? Now that she's mellowed out to the boy. So yeah, they're kind of like in a limbo state. I don't know where I want to go with them anymore, because I don't want to just write Shune Isra 2.0, you know? I don't want to write just the same pairing, but like just slightly different. Even in looks, they look very similar, and that's also very funny. So I'm thinking what to do with her. Initially, I thought, hey, maybe I can just make them friends. And Siri can be like, hey, you should totally date Isra. I did think of it, and it's a cute idea, but I'm still like, but I also still kind of like them as a romantic pair. Especially because of how Shune would affect Siri in a romantic sense. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until the next KOFs come out to see how he and Isla develop, because maybe I can figure out where to go with them afterwards. So that's one example of another ship exploration I wanted to do, but SNK did it first. Did it before me, or at least before I published mine. What other examples are there of characters I wanted to explore via pairings with my own OCs, because you couldn't in canon because there was no character who fulfilled that role, at least at the time. I think in this case my Danganronpa main OC canon ship that I never really published online because I was way too scared of what people would do to me if they saw. I mean, I could care less nowadays, but back then I was way too scared of what people would think. Especially because one half of the pairing was in a very popular yaoi ship, and I didn't want people to misinterpret it as like, you know, I was scared people would take a beef with it, you know? So I never really published them anywhere. Just a few hints here and there, just a few crops. But basically, this ship is probably the one that I've developed the most out of all. I think the only other OC canon relationship that I developed to this extent was, well, Tess and Dale specifically. And, well, to be specific, the ship that I'm mentioning right now is Sachi and Hinata from Danganronpa. Sachi is the name of my OC, basically the nickname actually. Sachiko is her full name. But the idea that I want to explore with this pairing in particular was, no one really challenges, at least at the time, before Danganronpa 3 came out. And I guess Komaeda, I suppose, in certain angles, was the only other who kind of challenged this idea a little bit, but not quite in the angle that I wanted. And that was, no one really challenged Hinata to really think about the negative aspects of having an ultimate talent, basically. For context, to those who are not familiar with Danganronpa, basically all the characters have an ultimate talent that represents them normally. And in this case, I think it would be a little bit of maybe deconstruction of certain types of characters. Like each of their talents basically encapsulates their whole personality on the surface, but not quite. But other times they do. That's what their whole life revolves around. And Hinata like idolizes these people a lot. His talent is unknown. Nobody knows because he has amnesia in Danganronpa 2. For those who know, you know. For those who don't know, I won't spoil it. But basically he's always idolized all the talented people, and Sachiko is also one of those. In Danganronpa 3, it's even revealed that he's jealous of them. Like, he envies them. So that was something that came later while I was writing this pairing, but basically the idea was nobody really, like, everyone idolizes them, the people with the big talents and everything, but has anyone ever, like, expressed a more negative opinion about these things? Like, the idea that someone being reduced down to the one thing that they do very well might be a little bit reductive of them, and you know, that people are more than just their best thing, you know, the best thing they do. It's very hard to explain without spoiling, you know, the Danganronpa things, but I didn't find any character who explored this idea with Hinata in a way that I liked at the time. So I kind of wanted to explore the same. I think, sorry, this idea, and it just happened to be with an OC who... God, I really loved exploring this dynamic and relationship so much that it became my main brain rot for 7 years straight. I even have a Hinata shrine, and I had someone make an Nendoroid of my OC just so that they could stand next to each other. That's how wild I was for that one. But it pretty much came from me wanting to explore ideas with Hinata and in Danganronpa that I haven't really seen explored at the time. Nowadays, they kinda got, like, just a little bit explored. Don't know how it was explored in V3 because I haven't played that one yet. Now that's for mostly the OC canon ships that I mentioned. However, in the terms of Yamai, there's no idea that I want to explore necessarily 100%. I'm just like, I like this old man, I want to kiss him. And that's it. And that's it. Nothing deeper. Oh, okay, that was a lot of yapping about my OCs and stuff. Sorry, I'm very passionate about the ships that I write, and I have been writing these pairings since I was like 10. I haven't stopped ever, and I don't think I will ever stop because it's so much fun. I mean, the amount of, like, OCs that I make per series has greatly decreased because there's only so many babies I can hold. So I don't really make new OCs that often anymore. Normally, if it's a series that I'm extremely invested in, I do still toy with the idea of sometimes make new OCs for series that I like. For example, I'm toying with an idea of I have toyed with an idea with the Hajime no Ippo OC, but I have to keep reading the manga before I decide if I want to go through with it or not. But the initial idea that I had with them was that they are potentially Vogue's boyfriend, who is also very femme-presenting, who is also a boxer, that he meets in America when he flies over to train over there. But I don't know what ideas I'd wanted to explore with Vogue, because, like I said, I need to continue reading the manga to figure out what if I want to go through with it, if I wanted to make a new OC and potentially make a new ship. Because I don't know where a Vogue story goes from where the anime leaves off, you know? of times I can toy with the idea of making an OC, but I don't always go through with it because I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be as invested in this particular thing for a bit longer, you know? I don't want to make an OC and then never visit that OC again. I have enough of OCs in my toy house. Even though I have not even put like 5% in it, it's just... there's a lot, okay? There's so many OCs that I made. Oh yeah, actually, a very recent... I mean, it's not recent. I've had this pairing since forever, but it was actually only a plot device for a different AU. But became probably one of my favorite pairings to write in recent years. Is the one with El Piso. That one. Ooh, I love writing that one. It is the yearning and the angst that I crave for. And it's a Greek tragedy as well, because it no mirror affects into the end of the world, so... So when I say that ship is a Greek tragedy, I mean it. I mean it, it's a Greek tragedy. Because for those who have played Mega Man Zero, you know what happens to El Piso. That El Pizza, he dies. Like permanently. I mean, not quite permanently. You can still kind of see him in Mega Man Zero 3, kind of. But technically, well, he's dead. He's Mega dead. So, by proxy, that pairing is instantly, from the get-go, already a Greek tragedy. And I love writing it. I love writing this ship, because most of my ships that I've wrote, they do still, even if they go through hardships, they do end up together one way or another. Like, none of my pairings ever have, like, are separated forever. Never. They are... usually my MO is they are separated for a while, there's so much angst, and then they get back together. I mean, they don't break up, they never get in a relationship, but it's like they are torn apart before they can. And then after all the baggage is over, then they get in a relationship. That's usually my MO. Usually. But with this one, oh, the El Pizza one, oh, it's gotta be, it's a separation, and it stays that way. They never get together, but the yearning is there. The yearning, the aching, the heartache is all there. It is all there from top to bottom. It is I don't want to hype up my own writing, because it's not, my writing is probably like my weakest part. Like, I'm good at writing ideas, I will say, and ideas and like writing development ideas, but writing actual prose and literature, I'm not very good at. But, oh, as I was saying, writing all the yearning, the pining, the it's not even unrequited, it's requited, but there are circumstances that won't allow them to get together, or even allow them to say how they feel about each other, and it ends in one dying and the other being like, fuck, I never got to tell the person how I felt about them. We never had enough time with each other. Now they are gone forever, and I have to grieve for the rest of my life. But oh no, plot twist, what if I actually lose my mind and try to find a way to bring back my love back to life and invent a system that domino effects into the world getting flooded? Whoops! Whoopsie whoopsie! Of course, there are the coffee shop AUs where they are together because, you know, I like my cheese. I like my romance cheese, so I need it. But in main canon, they are doomed by the narrative, and I love it. I love writing it. So much fun. I love writing angst, actually. I love it. It's one of my favorite aspects of to explore. I like exploring fucked up shit. And by fucked up shit, I don't mean necessarily like gross shit or anything. I mean like I like to explore shit happening, let's put it that way. And sometimes I like letting my characters go apeshit because they deserve it. I was not allowed to go too apeshit in my youth, so my characters can. And it's so funny. I recently noticed that I have a streak of I mean, it was always a running gag between me and my friends that I'm not ever capable of not writing angst. I'm just not capable of it. There's always angst, one way or another, even if it's just lighthearted angst, there is always some level of angst. Always, always, always. And it's like varying levels of angst, but always. There's always some kind of tragedy behind everything. Also, my battery running low. Let me just plug the power bank. But yeah, as I was saying, I have noticed a recent pattern in characters that I tend to write. And it's usually women who have been wronged and then become vengeful. Vengeful, petty, and angry, and they hurt others in return. And I'm like, oh, I think I have found a taste in fictional women that I really enjoy. I think I really enjoy vengeful women who are out to bite you for wronging them. So like they got wronged in their life, so they're gonna fuck shit up for everybody else. Or for the people around them. And I don't know, there's something cathartic about writing that kind of character. Like in my youth, I was never really allowed to write character. Sorry, I was never really allowed to express my anger and have, you know, not be scolded for it. Every time I expressed discomfort or anger in anything, I was always made to feel guilty afterwards, like very severely so. Anytime I expressed discomfort or anger or not liking something, I was always made to be the evil one. Or like the bad person for being angry. It's something that still follows me this day. It's extremely hard to shake it off. Every time I get angry at anything or upset, I'm always at the back of my head like, I shouldn't have gotten angry. It was my bad, even though I'm the one who got wronged. I always walk out of it afterwards feeling like shit. Because I was kinda growing up in an environment in which expressing anger or being upset was not well liked by anyone. No, not my family, not friends, not school. I mean friends at school in this case, by the way. But also by online friends. If I did get upset outwardly, I was kind of heard out, which was nice, but you know, it kind of just sticks with you, that kind of thing. So without getting too deep into my own backstory, into my own angst, my real life angst, which I don't want to, yeah, basically it's for that reason it's kind of cathartic to be able to explore women being allowed to be angry and being allowed to be vengeful and having the anger that I was never allowed to really express openly. But also, like, I like writing characters who do become vengeful and bitter, but then do find some kind of happiness in their way. But I also like writing characters who have been severely wronged and they are horrible people, but for good reason, you know, but still they will probably not change anymore. They have been wronged one too many times or away so severely that, well, can you blame them for being angry? It's happened with so many OCs in recent years. Like, I think my earliest example of an OC who has probably their angriest streak and not really angry streak, I would say their most drastic corruption arc, I would say, but not 100%, is Sachiko. Like my Danganronpa OC. Oh, she goes through it. She goes through it in her life. And she gets wronged one too many times, so it's like, oh. Like, I had enough of being stomped on, so I'm gonna start defending myself, and that she does. Another example is probably you, my very old Shaman King OC, who's also kind of partially a Nuten OC, but not quite. Is the one that I'm also playing as in Tokimeki Memorial, Yuri. She used to be the manic pixie dream girl who is very happy, very genki, nothing bad. I mean, bad things happen to her, but she remains kind and sweet. Always, never corruption arc. But oh, nowadays when I rewatch Shaman King and they revisit her character and rewrote her the majority of her story from scratch, oh, she has probably the angriest corruption arc I've written, aside of another character who I never can even talk about because it's a spoiler character for my own fan project, and I'm like, god damn, I can't even talk about this character and how much I love writing her. But Yuri, oh dear, she goes through it. She goes through it, she gets angry, gets furious, and at some point in time even becomes a not likable person because of it, but you kind of... I'm trying to write it in a way in which, like, you get why she became that way. She does become better with love and care, and with a lot of like reality checks, but she probably has the most intense of the corruption arcs in quotation marks next to Sachiko. But Sachiko is like, she's basically like, well, if the whole world is in an apocalypse and everyone is out to kill me, I'm done. All my loved ones have been taken from me, and I keep being stomped on again and again, so enough. But it's not like she's violent and vengeful, but she's just like bitter. While Yuri is very, very, very vengeful. She becomes petty, petulant, and very angry, very... I wouldn't just say bitter, but I would say she becomes very... Oh, how did I put this? Let's just say if you fuck with her, it's literally the fuck around and find out what happens to you. Bite, bite, bite. Indeed, bite, bite, bite. That's how indeed how it is, Argo. But in spite of this, I do actually enjoy writing characters who are very, very happy and get to have their happiness and who are wholesome. It's just just that, I don't know, I kind of really like vengeful women too. Which is a reason why, sorry that I bring up Freedom Planet 2 again, it's a reason why I like Murga as much as I do. I love me a big warrior woman, big angry woman who is vengeful and in hurt and pain and blowing up the world because of that pain. Just, oh, my beloved. Kind of want to adjust the shadows in here. I feel like they're too washed out. Not enough contrast in my taste. That's better. Okay, just the gloves and the eyes for at least the main part of the rendering. But I still have the still have the background and oh wait, the shoes! I forgot the shoes! Your art is so beautiful. Oh my god. Hi Red Roy! How you doing? Good evening. Happy Art Tuesday. Also thank you. Thank you so much. Makes me happy to hear. I do my best. Although this year I really wanna do some art studies and improve in certain aspects. Face structure is something that I already mentioned in previous streams, that I want to improve drawing like the structure of the face anatomically. Because I feel like if I do, I'm gonna be able to do more dynamic angles a bit more easily. Because even if I do rely on 3D models sometimes, which by the way is never a bad thing, strongly recommend artists to feel free to rely on 3D art. But I feel like even when I use 3D art, my face structures could be a bit better. So it's more like anatomic studies. And oh, speaking of anatomy, I really want to improve drawing hands because okay, so this is something that started rearing its head into me again. Something that I've been told in either of my college courses. I mean, not quite college. It's called Ausbildung in German. Academic training, that's what it was. That is that one of my teachers said to our class, an artist, you can gauge the skill of an artist by the way they draw hands. And that comment has been rearing its head lately because I'm looking at my hands and I'm like, oh shit, I really need to step up my hand game. Because I think the hands and fingers are genuinely the weakest part of my art, I would say. Like, yes, face structure is maybe another part, but I feel like I'm starting to improve bit by bit because of 3D usage. It's helping me figure out face structure a little bit. And while rendering is still something I want to get better, I mean not get better, more like I want to find a rendering style that feels like the style I want to commit to as my main thing. Obviously, I still experiment. Ellen, of course, it's always difficult, but I feel your art is really great, even the coloring too, but I hope you get to achieve what you want to. Thank you! I'm doing my best. The pursuit to improve never stops. Like, I don't think my art is bad, not at all. It's just that I feel like I want to improve in these particular aspects. But otherwise, I'm like, oh, my art's pretty aight! Pretty alright! I think what I would really want to say is I want to find a style identity with my rendered art, aside of like improving like the anatomy in specific aspects, because I feel like I have my style and identity pretty well figured out with pixel art. I mean, it's more or less just PC98 inspired art, but it is still a solid art direction that I go to. But I don't feel like I have that with my 2D art just yet, quite. With my art style in particular, like the drawn aspects, the stylization, yes. I feel like I've reached where I want, the path that I want to go towards and continue to improve, particularly with the retro game stuff. But the rendering is the aspect in which I'm like, god damn, I'm not quite sure if it gets the vibe and the identity I want to. Also, I feel like, did the music stop? I'm not hearing anything anymore. Oh, there we go. I get that hands are difficult for me too. They are. God, the hands. Even if I use 3D models, I still struggle with hands, and it's like, why? You make it work, to be honest, it's not bad. I'm still learning too, but I think I do study so much that I lost fun parts. I'm like, oh, I definitely understand this part. So this is something that I struggled with as well for a while. Until last year, I would say, I had kind of lost my my self-identity with art, and I wasn't really going anywhere I really wanted to. In terms of studies, I think the most how do you say the word? The most glaring problem I had was when I was trying to stop drawing in anime style in high school, because, you know, most European schools and art schools are like, anime bad. Anime not real art, you know, if you want to be an artist you have to not draw anime, and I got that drilled into me all my life, my entire life. Like even when I start doing academic training, I literally got told by teachers sometimes to, oh, if you want to keep drawing anime you need to leave, go to Japan, find work there, because you're not gonna find any work here in Germany. And like, on one hand, they're right, because in Germany, Germany still operates very much in that, oh, anime art is not real art sphere. You still find clients, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of telling when the majority of my clients are not German, not German residents. I feel like that says something. I still get German clients, don't get me wrong, it's just that my main clientele is all outside Germany. So on one hand, I get the statement, but on the other hand, it's like, you basically get told to draw in a style that you don't have fun in, you know? So it's like, I tried to not draw in anime style, and I did sorta draw in a non-anime style during my 3-year long job, my previous job as a game artist in a mobile game studio. Obviously I could draw in a non-anime art style, but when you compare the not anime art style with my anime art stuff, you would see a very like stark difference in quality. Like, I tried, but it just wasn't as fun. The only time I had fun not drawing anime was drawing like a cat mascot and painting dinosaurs, I guess. Yeah, same too. They would be like, you can't be a manga artist, even here in the US. Yeah, I hear that horror story from almost every anime artist, like, ever. And yet, I'm making currently my living as an anime artist, more or less. I mean, yes, I have stated that I struggle with finances, especially because being a freelancer in Europe is very brutal, and I really mean it. It's very brutal. Like, if you want to freelance in Europe, you better have like a very big financial cushion behind you. Like, I had a financial cushion, and even then I still got in financial pickles in the last few months. I was still able to pay everything. I'm not in debt, but you know, I would say I've gotten to the living paycheck to paycheck level, but at least it's enough to live from. So basically, to every art teacher that was like, oh, you can't make a living with anime, and I'm paying my bills with it right now, so, and my taxes, so what about it? Yeah, it's not always easy, but that's why I also hope artists get to do what they love, because the world needs artists. Yes, absolutely, I agree. The world needs more art, and I was talking about this earlier on stream, but I had admitted, I mean, I think it doesn't surprise most people when I say this, but one reason why whenever my boyfriend asks, oh, hey, how you doing, babe? You look like you're depressed. And I would say it's money problems because, you know, big bills, owie, my bank account's getting sucked dry and everything. And I'm struggling to get all the stuff met and still have enough money to spend on myself. And he's like, oh, it's okay, I can buy you things. And I want to tell him, well, another reason why I'm depressed is because I can't buy commissions right now. For a few months I haven't been able to. And I love buying commissions. It's like my favorite thing to buy ever. There's nothing that makes me happier than that when it comes to purchases. Like, yes, awesome to buy this new cool gadget or new cool game, but it doesn't make me as happy as getting a commission of my main pairing or a character or one of my characters. So yes, the world needs artists. I need people to draw me me smooching my Pookie, my old man Pookie. I need it. And the only reason I would ever have to seek a part-time job eventually, just to have a financial cushion, is just so I have a financial cushion, not just to pay my bills. Who cares about paying bills? Getting jobs for that. I want to have the money to pay artists to draw for me. To draw more for me. That's what I want the money for. Who cares about anything else? Food? Sleep. I want my Pookie. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I'm not that irresponsible. If I was that irresponsible, I'd be going in the negatives for buying commissions without regard of what's on my bank account. I'm very cautious with my money, but again, it makes me sad that I can't just don't have more expendable money, let's put it that way. I want more. It's never enough. Never. Commissions are awesome. Yeah, and it's really nice that my boyfriend supports me. He has helped me with a few bills that were a bit sudden and I didn't account for and I was short on, so he helped me. And there are times where we are shopping together and he's like, oh, do you want me to buy this for you? And I'm like, babe, no, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to buy this for me. Just, I feel kind of guilty having people buy things for me, you know? And to be honest, I wish I could just tell him, hey, can you just give me like €100? He offered like, hey, I want to help you invest in your business. I want to give you €100 a month. And they're legit in my brain. I was like, what if I just get the €100 a month just to get commissions? But I'm not that stupid. That's just an intrusive thought. I would do it if I could. It's just the money is specifically like to help me invest in the business, in my business specifically. So I wouldn't do that to him. Oh god, he actually made me cry in Christmas because Christmas last year was the time in which I was so depressed after so much stress that I had gone through in the months leading up to it, that I just didn't want anything for Christmas. Everybody kept asking me, what do you want? What do you want? And I was, my parents as well, and I'm like, nothing. I don't want anything. I just want the stress to stop. I want to be financially stable again. And yeah, I had like this old wish list of stuff, of things that I want to get, but I couldn't. And my boyfriend just got me 3 of those things, and I thought he was just gonna get me 1 thing. He got me 3 things from my wish list, and I started crying. I just nearly started crying over it. I was so touched. Yeah, my boyfriend is the best. Even if I constantly get these past few months, if I get like kinda depressed over my financial situation and the stress behind it, even though it's getting better bit by bit, it's still, you know, stressful at times. He supports me a lot. It's just that, I don't know, I have a bit of a complex asking people for help. And I wouldn't say complex exactly, it's more like I feel guilty asking others for help, especially if it's of monetary means. I don't like doing that. Even though there's no shame behind it, it's very difficult for me to do so. But my boyfriend doesn't mind. It's just that this one is actually a me problem. It's a me problem. I'm glad you have him. I am very glad I have him too. I wouldn't know what to do in life without him anymore, actually. It's cheesy as it sounds, and I know it sounds extreme and like, oh, if something were to happen, Yuppie would go bonkers. Maybe I would. I don't know how I would react to bad situations, but which haven't happened, by the way. We're all good. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if something bad were to happen, people would be like, oh no, what then? What will Yuppie do? I don't know, because I've never been in such a position. It's like literally the first relationship I've been to, and I don't seek another one. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with him, and I don't want anyone else in my life other than him. And this might be partially a reason why my tastes in men have shifted towards men that remind me of my boyfriend. Like, I don't know how many people think it's a joke when I say this, but my boyfriend literally... I mean, right now, not 100% because he has cut his hair shorter. But he basically is just a living Dracula lookalike. I'm like, hey, Yamai literally just looks like my boyfriend in real life. Like, so much so that people, when they look at my Yamai merch or my Yamai art, they're like, is that your boyfriend? Like, they put... like, literally this Christmas, a visitor was looking at my art, and then they looked at my boyfriend and back at the phone and saw the art, and then they just pointed at my boyfriend like, is that him? Is that your boyfriend? And I said, no, it's just a character who looks like him. And he's like, that's Cap. Immediately, like, frame 0 on my response, that's Cap. That's him. Stop lying. And the same with Ronove from Umineko. Oh my god. Yeah, the reason why I like Ronove as much as I do, partially other than his character, is because he just looks like my boyfriend. Literally, the first thing I said when the character appeared on screen was, why did Ryokishi put my boyfriend in the game? And at first I was like, haha, funny. And I woke up the next day and was like, shit, he looks like my boyfriend, what now? And now it's like that. Every character who looks vaguely remotely familiar to my boyfriend, I'm like, oh, I'm looking respectfully. With the exception of the two characters that I talked about on stream earlier, Rui from Tsukiuta and particularly Yashabaru from Samurai Showdown. Those are the only two remaining husbandos from my old list before it got just dominated by Dracula lookalikes, basically. It's so funny because when people look at if people were to ask me for my waifu list, you have a much more diverse option. I mean, I still have a type of woman, but there are a few more options, you know, and in the in the husband tier list, it's like characters who look exactly alike. People, I wonder what people think when they see it. They're like, okay, you have a very particular, very specific type. Just, oh, I don't know what it is, but my boyfriend made me an old man enjoy. He's not old even. We're just like very few years apart, but you know, because of him, I'm more like, hey, if that man doesn't have a few gray hairs or wrinkles, I'm not interested. If that man isn't at least maybe like in his mid-30s or older, I don't care. Of course, like I said, there are exceptions sometimes, and I think Yashamaru and Rui are literally the only ones who are in their mid-late 20s. But like now I'm like, where are the wrinkles? Where is the mustache? Where is the beard? What was it that I said on a previous stream? Yeah, when I watched Castlevania Nocturne, which I still thought was okay-ish, and like probably not my main go-to Castlevania thing, but still a fun watch. And when I saw Nocturne just give us all Juiced, I was like okay, Juiced in Harmony of Dissonance, I was like, yeah, okay, he just looks like Alucard with white straight hair. Not interested. He's pretty, but not interested. Then they made him old in Nocturne, have wrinkles, a beard, and a mustache, and I was like, I'm looking respectfully. Like, I'm not the Justy simp, but if you were to ask me which Castlevania character would I probably Juice. I would say Dracula, but Dracula already has Lisa, and I'm like, hey, those two are together. They are together forever. They need to stay together. So the only one left is technically Juiced, which, okay, yes, I know he's technically married. I mean, he had to have a child so that Richter could be born, but hey, hey, he's single now. I never watched Castlevania yet. Okay, so about the Castlevania show, it is... Okay, so I'm not a Castlevania expert in terms of the games, but it is a fun watch, in my opinion at least. It's a fun watch, but if you go in expecting a faithful Castlevania adaptation, you're not gonna get it in the show. Just saying it right on the get-go. I think the OG, like season 1 and 2 of like the original Castlevania, I think are pretty solid game adaptations. Probably because Castlevania 3 didn't have that much lore they could implement, considering it was an NES game. They took some liberties with Alucard's design and made it to his Symphony of the Night design, which honestly, good choice. But they do still take quite a few liberties, but I feel like that one is a bit more close to the games. Season 3 and 4 take more of creative liberties, and they start going a little bit with what they built and start trying to add more to the universe. Nocturne, though, I still stand by my point. I think objectively it's still good, but I still have mixed feelings about it in some aspects. But season 2 has improved my opinion about it quite a bit. But mostly because season 1 already made it clear, like, okay, I'm not getting a Rondo of Blood adaptation out of this, and neither a Symphony of the Night. So I already made peace with that when I went into season 2, and I hoped it would be better because season 1 really, I didn't think was good. It had interesting ideas, but most of the stuff in season 1 I was like, I'm not sure, Chief. Dialogue doesn't feel like it flows right, but in season 2 they significantly improved it. But it's still not like a Rondo of Blood or Symphony of the Night faithful adaptation, I would say. So, like I said, fun to watch, but if you're expecting a faithful 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 Castlevania adaptation from the games, then not quite where you're getting it here. I know it's based off the game, but I never played them. Yeah, the games are fun. I like them. I think the GBA titles are probably the most accessible ones in terms of like difficulty, at least from the looks of it. And Symphony of the Night. I would say Symphony of the Night is probably the most fun. It's personally my favorite, and also the first one that I played to competition even. But yeah, the show takes a lot of liberties with their source material, more or less. In many cases, it's a good thing because, for example, Olrox in Nocturne, like Olrox is a boss character in the Castlevania series, but he's just literally just a sprite. There's not that much lore behind him, from what I understand at least, and I remember. And in Nocturne, they decided to implement him a bit more, so they gave him a new design, new origins, new backstory, new character dynamics, and I thought that was a very interesting take on the character. Especially because previously, just, at least when you're playing and not reading into the lore in, I don't know, instruction manuals, you're like, it's just literally a sprite of a man. I know the games have gorgeous artwork too. They do. Oh my god, they do. They absolutely do. Like the Symphony of the Night artwork. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, jaw-dropping. If you're familiar with Fear and Hunger, with those games, basically, the Symphony of the Night art style is pretty much the... Sorry, Fear and Hunger got inspired by the art style of Symphony of the Night. That's what I want to say. Yes, I am. So, yeah, exactly. So, the Fear and Hunger 1 especially is very much inspired by Symphony of the Night. And, Symphony of the Night art is like, nut button. And maybe it's my bias because I love Symphony of the Night very much. It's, like I said, my favorite Castlevania game that I've finished and played. But oh goodness. Rondo of Blood is also one I really like, but Rondo of Blood is much harder. Less accessible, I would say. I mean, you have Maria mode, and Maria mode is basically the easy mode, but it's still hard. So yeah, I would say Symphony of the Night and the GBA titles or DS titles are more beginner friendly, I would say. At least on first glance. I haven't finished most of them because I watched my boyfriend play. I actually only finished Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, personally. But yeah, the series can also be fun to watch. So to get into, I think, could be interesting. I will definitely say the first series is good. Very good to get into. Especially because Dracula's there. And design-wise, I think Castlevania Dracula is my favorite. And lo and behold, I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. I mean, okay, Symphony of the Night Dracula is probably still my favorite, but basically that's the design that they took for the series. It's just that they made his hair black, and oh, this looks more like my boyfriend. I'm like, ah, fuck. Shit. I think I'm gonna redraw this hand. Yeah, when I merge the layers later, I think I'm gonna adapt the hand a little, just so that the shape is a bit better. I think I'm just gonna grab the liquify tool when I'm finishing things up. But it's still gonna take a while. I don't think I'm gonna be finished with this within the stream because it's already 11 PM and I have to go to bed soon. That's okay, I think it looks amazing. Thank you! Thank you so much! I really hope I finish this in time for Valentine's Day. I mean, thankfully, Clip Studio Paint I also have on my tablet, so I can work on this while I'm away next week. But I still want to have this done in time. Preferably before I go on my mini vacation of like 1 week to my parents where I'll celebrate my 30th birthday. Because there's still one more thing I want to finish before my 30th birthday. I wanna draw my own VTuber in that infamous Mega Man Star Force image. The I'm 30 years old! The old man saying I'm 30 years old. Because now is the time. I will only have a chance to do this once. And only once! Oh no, I forgot about Valentine's Day. Yeah, Valentine's Day is literally the day before my sorry, Valentine's Day is the day after my birthday. Literally just one day. Where are the shoes? What layer did I put them on? I think I'm just gonna finish rendering the shoes and then I'll call it a night. There. What layer did I put it in? There. Oh wow, happy early birthday. Thank you. Thank you. It's still a week until then. But yes, on the 13th of February is my birthday. Which is also kind of funny that it was a day before Valentine's Day. Funny in the sense of I had situations and friends that were like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I spent all my money on Valentine's Day, so like for reservations and presents and stuff, so I don't have anything for you. And I'm like, hey, it's good, it's all good, chill. Low-key a little nervous about my birthday party though, because I haven't had a birthday party in like forever, for me at least. I've been to birthday parties here and there, but I haven't had one myself for me in a few years. So I'm like, I'm a little bit unused to it. But I think it'll be a good time. Just that because I'm such an introvert, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be people. But it's like friends, so should be fine. Right, okay, got the shoes rendered. Okay, most of the rendering I have done, at least on the main two characters. We'll probably refine a few edges here and there when I get to it. Hopefully tomorrow. With all the deco and stuff as well. Okay, but I will call it a night here, so let me switch over to the main screen. Especially because I have to go to the bathroom again soon. I hope you enjoy it. I only had a birthday party as a teenager once. Oh yeah, birthday parties can be fun depending how you do them. I usually prefer just fun gatherings with people over dinner, which is what I'm gonna be doing. But like parties for real, like with dances and everything, I'm like, not my thing. I prefer having gaming nights and dinner nights for that. Good work today, thank you so much. I did relatively pretty good progress today, even though I think I'll be able to manage it if everything goes well to finish it this week. I hope so. I hope so. But we will see. Oh wait, I think I have the desktop audio on at the same time, don't I? I do. Hold on. There it is. Now it's off. Okay, so I'm not gonna stay up much longer because I have to go to bed. So I'm gonna see who I'm gonna raid right now. Let's see. Who is still online at this hour? Oh! Oh, Shuchi is streaming some art as well, so maybe one art stream to another. She's drawing some mouth-washing fan art. I haven't played it yet, but still, I've seen a lot of art from it, and Suchi draws incredible art. Her VTuber avatar is adorable. So let's go raid her. Okay, for this Thursday though, not sure what I'm gonna play, to be honest. I'm thinking of either DBFZ or God knows, something else. We'll see. Probably Guerrilla. So nothing guaranteed for Thursday yet, but probably some gaming. So that'll be pretty much it. So let's go raid Suchi, and I'll catch you guys this Thursday with something. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming, and bye bye.